We have helped build multiple startups using no code. Here's how you can do the same. Starting a new business can be intimidating, but we've got you covered. Follow our step-by-step guide to launching your own startup. In this video, we'll go over some of the key steps you can take to get your startup off the ground. Yes, I will cover how you can build a startup using no code at all and give you examples on how to do this. But before we get to that, there are a few other points I want to make to help you on your startup journey. Validating your idea before you spend any money on it is by far the biggest hack I can give you, as I have seen startups waste thousands of dollars on an idea that was doomed from the very start. I won't spend too long talking about this today, as I have entire videos dedicated to this subject, but please do me a favor and make sure you thoroughly research that there is demand for your idea before you spend any serious money on it. This doesn't mean talking to a few of your friends and family and getting them to give you a pat on the back. Get out there and talk to as many of your future customers as you can and really listen to what they tell you about the problems they have that need solving. Now, with that disclaimer out the way, here is the next startup hack I can give you. Let's talk about the most powerful thing you can build before you ever consider touching any sort of code. Something that not only virtually guarantees your success, but also lets you generate an income for your startup and can help you bootstrap the business for several months at least. This is your email list. Now, before I lose you and you try and skip ahead on this video, do not underestimate what I am saying here. I have worked with hundreds of startups. I have seen many of them fail and many succeed. And there is one thing that I have seen every successful startup have, and that is a waitlist of users before they even have a product. Seriously, this is important. Essentially, you need to build a waitlist of users before anything else. And today I will be walking you through exactly how to do that and why it is so important. There are so many reasons why this step is important, but let's just start with two of them. Number one, it helps you gauge interest in your product. If you can't attract people to a waitlist, do you really think you're going to be able to attract people to an app you have to spend thousands of dollars on? Startups are not a build it and they will come business model. Quite the opposite, in fact. Startups are a build what they are waiting for business model. And this is a really important point that you need to understand. Number two, once you have your list in place, you can gather valuable feedback from potential users. You must have a strategy in place which allows you to communicate with these future users, survey them to understand exactly what their key problems are and how you can solve them. Most importantly, you need to find out how much solving this problem is worth to them. No point creating a solution that costs $100 for a problem that customers are only willing to pay $10 to solve. So, how do you attract people to your waitlist? Well, there's one extra step before you dive right into building your list. A technique I've used on multiple of my own startups is to first create a landing page known as a video sales letter or VSL. We use this to get across the key points of our idea and encourage people on why they should join our journey and be part of the waitlist. I'll cover exactly how to build your VSL in detail in a separate video, so we can move on. With your VSL in place, there are a few strategies you can use to attract users to your waitlist. First, promote your waitlist on social media. Share information about your waitlist on platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. This can help you reach a larger audience and get the word out about your upcoming product. Point 2, utilize online communities. Look for online communities related to your product or service and share information about your waitlist in those groups. For example, if you're building a fitness app, you could share information about your waitlist in fitness-related forums or on fitness-related Reddit threads, for example. Point 3, offer incentives. Consider offering incentives to users who sign up to your waitlist, such as a discount on the final product or early access to certain features. I'm sure you've seen this before, where during a new launch, a company offers things like a lifetime or a special discount for the lifetime of your plan by being an early adopter. This can help drive interest in your waitlist and encourage more people to sign up as well. Point 4, utilize email marketing. As you have people sign up to your waitlist, be sure to keep in contact with. Leverage these early adopters to help invite more people to the process. This can help keep users engaged and encourage them to spread the word about you and your product. So, a quick recap. You have validated your idea, you've built your VSL, and you've used it to attract a waitlist, and you've leveraged that waitlist to gather feedback on exactly what problem you need to solve to get people to open up their wallets and pay you. Now, you are ready to work on your minimum viable product, or MVP. An MVP is a stripped down version of your product that includes only the core features necessary to test your product hypothesis and gather even more feedback from users. Building an MVP can help you validate your product and make informed decisions about the direction of your startup. Now, startup founders, this is where I see most of you make a huge mistake. You ruin your MVP and kill your chances for success before you even begin. How? By not planning your MVP features appropriately. Here's a great analogy to keep in mind when you're designing your MVP. Think of your ultimate app as a fighter jet. So for your MVP, all you need to build is a jet engine, right? Wrong. For your MVP, you need to build a Boeing 747, right? Nope. Wrong again. Your MVP needs to be scaled right back to a tiny 2-seat single-engine light aircraft. Or to put it in another way, if cars are more your thing, if your ultimate app will be a Ferrari, your MVP is going to be a skateboard, not a V8 engine. Make sure you design your MVP to solve the problem, even if it's in a super basic way. Don't fall into the trap of always needing to add one more thing to your MVP before it's going to be ready. So, with all of that behind us, we are finally ready to get our hands dirty. Don't know how to code? No problem. There are a few options for building an MVP without writing a single line of code, and here are the two most common. Number 1, low code or no code platforms. Number 2, what I call the puzzle piece strategy. I'll walk you through both of these strategies in detail, but let's start with the puzzle piece strategy, as it's incredibly powerful and often overlooked. Here is where another mistake I see founders make all the time comes in. Let me illustrate it to you by asking you one simple question. As a startup founder, is it your job to build software or to solve a problem? Hopefully you answered to solve a problem. Now, you can almost guarantee that all the pieces of the puzzle that you need to solve that problem are already out there. Just no one has pulled them together in the right way. So instead of reinventing the wheel and creating software just for the sake of it, let's do just that. Let's pull those puzzle pieces together. Is it going to be the most elegant solution out there? Nope. Is it going to solve the problem exactly how you pictured it? Probably not. But remember, this is our MVP. I can tell you from first-hand experience, the puzzle piece strategy works amazingly well and is exactly the strategy I have used to launch a number of my own successful startups over the years. If you want to create some form of web portal that provides useful info to users, you can use sites like WordPress or Wix and their extensive apps and plugins to piece together the puzzle you need to build. If you want to build a marketplace, look no further than tools like Shopify or BigCommerce and their extensive marketplaces. Or if you want a more mobile-centric solution, consider tools like Passion.io or Kajabi. If by now I still haven't convinced you and you are sitting on the edge of your seat waiting for me to talk about building an app with no code, then let's dive into that as well. You always have the option to use low-code or no-code platforms. These allow you to build software applications, usually using a visual drag and drop tool or drag and drop editor, where popular no-code platforms include systems like Bubble, Flutterflow, and Webflow. I have dedicated videos on exactly how to build a no-code app using either Bubble or Flutterflow, so check them out on my channel to learn exactly how to use these tools quickly and easily. The key point I'll make here is, once again, be extremely targeted on what you want your no-code MVP to do and how to solve your customers' problems in as few clicks as possible. I recommend mapping out your user journey either on a whiteboard or using an online whiteboard tool like Miro or Lucid Spark to begin with. It's so much easier to build your no-code app if you already have all the main pages and user interactions mapped out than trying to design and build it all at the same time. Again, remember, your MVP goal is to solve a problem, not to build software. Regardless of which option you choose, it's important to focus on building the core features that are necessary to test your product hypothesis and gather feedback from users. This will help you validate your MVP and make informed decisions about the direction of your startup. If you have followed the process I've mapped out for you here today, once you have your MVP, you can begin the process of launching by going back to your original waitlist of users. If you have kept them engaged with your journey along the way, they will be on the edge of their seat waiting for access and the chance to help you and your business grow. Now, starting a new business is a journey, and there will be challenges and setbacks along the way. Building a startup is not easy, but there are great rewards along the way, and you will definitely learn a lot. But following these steps and staying focused, you can set yourself up for success and turn your startup idea into a reality without writing a single line of code. If you found any of this helpful, then please do me a favor and hit that that like and subscribe button. You can also drop comments below if you have any questions and I will help you out. I work with hundreds of startups just like you every year, and there's a good chance that if it's happened, I've seen it. So feel free to drop any comments below and I will help you crush any issues you may be having.